welcome BillyJean to our YouTube channel. We're blessed to have you here today. You have great energy, great vibe. I love it. I respect your fitness journey, and I appreciate you being here today. Fitness is very important to me as well, and I work out daily, more or less. I've been working out since I was hardcore, since I was about 13, and even before that I was training and doing martial arts, and up until today.
Pink dumbbells, and they were so adorable, so I brought them home, and I just had them sit in my dresser because my room was pink. I had them sitting there. Then I got divorced, and my ex-husband took all of our furniture and everything, and my house was empty, and almost all the thing I had left was like those pink dumbbells. And I would come home one day, like when I said something to my son, and I could hear my own echo, and that frightened me. I was like, oh my God, I'm living in this big house with this echo, I have nothing. So I just said, you know what, let's play with these weights. And I started playing with them, and then every day I would just come home and I was like, you know what, I'm noticing after work I would have my husband time, but now I'm looking forward to coming home and playing with these weights. And then, you know, I'm in the mirror one day and I'm looking at my back and I'm like, what's going on with my back? What the hell is that? It's a lump, it's a tumor. Oh my God, no, it's a muscle. I'm like, what the hell? I'm growing muscles? And then I never looked back, and I just found out that it just changed my life inside and out in every possible way.
Wow.
I was just there. I just went from there, and then I started realizing that I had a knack for helping other people. I would be working out in front of my apartment, and I would notice my neighbors' kids, and my neighbors would be outside, and they say, hey, we're working out today. I'm like, hey, I guess we are, you know? Okay. Hey, so.
I mean, that's a beautiful thing. Talk about taking something that's uncomfortable or something that's perceived as being negative and making it a positive. And look at you, man, just shining with it, you know?
Yeah.
You know, that's a good thing. Congratulations to you for that.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, it was my coping mechanism. You know, I guess it was like a form of therapy for me, you know.
Sure.
It's gotten me through a lot of tough times. You know, Kenny, I know you struggle. I struggle a lot with depression and things like that. So at times, working out has been like that vehicle for me to get out all of that, you know, anxiety and sadness and things like that. I'd had no other way to get it out other than crying or abuse and alcohol, things like that. So now, like, I have a big, giant, heavy bag I can go kick and punch, you know.
I'll tell you what, I mean, but it's like let me commend you on that, because that's not something that everybody can do. You know, like you just said, with depression or with those circumstances, people turn to those other things, you know, for example, that you gave, and it takes them down a path that some people never return from. So I commend you for doing that, but taking that negative and finding a way not only to shine and be better, but also to encourage other people. Oh my gosh, that's a good
Oh, thanks. I like hearing it. I don't hear it enough, but I like hearing that. Thank you, though.
Hey, you're welcome. Thank you for thank you for shining. You know what I'm saying? Do you have anybody that influenced you in terms of, I mean, because to listen to you talk about it, it sounds like you're self-motivated. You know, you took that pain and turned it into something creative, you know, or used it creatively. Do you have people, be it professional or people that around you that influenced you, that maybe they partook in physical training that made you do it as well, or how did that play out?
Yeah, a series of people, both real and fake. Well, not fake, but real and outside of my life. My dad's always been a self-starter. Like, he's always owned his own business. So anytime he's ever had any type of problems, he just carried himself out of it. He had no one else to do it for him. And I looked at Jack LaLanne a lot when I was little. Nice. When I was a teenager, you know, other kids were playing Nintendo and doing things like that, and I'm watching Jack LaLanne videos, and because I saw a video of him pulling a boat with his teeth, and I'm like, he's like 80 years old, you know, and I'm like, oh, wait a minute. So I started, you know, he's selling the juicer, you know, the TV programs at 3 a.m. So I'm buying the juicer, and I'm like, okay, so I'm going to start getting healthy like Jack LaLanne. There's Bruce Lee, my first love, Bruce Lee, or actually my second love. My first love was Michael Jackson, second love was Bruce Lee. Okay. And yeah, so, but in my personal life, yeah, you know the story. I don't really have so much of that tight-knit support, so I had to find influences from, you know, just outside, unfortunately. Absolutely. You know.
Okay, I mean, but you know, I mean, the thing about it, you can find that motivation, you know, something to drive you from pretty much anything, you know. Whatever works, in a sense, is not going to bring you down. I mean, an example for myself personally, you know, it's an anime called Dragon Ball Z. You know, a lot of people are familiar with that, you know, and though it is fictitious as a cartoon, something that is a motivation from that is when the guys train, they get stronger. You know what I mean? So how we can apply that to our own lives. You know, I train, I'm going to get stronger. You train, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So on and so forth. So yes.
Yeah, I use the TV show The Office. One of the subplots of the TV show The Office is that Jim is so unhappy with his job and he wants to start his own business. And I would watch that, and sometimes I would cry. And I would watch and be like, oh my God, I want to start my own business too, and I hate my job. And so yeah, I do. I find it from on TV. Julia Child was like in her 50s when she became the famous cook. She released one of her books when she was in her 50s. And at that time, I was just heading into my 40s. I was getting scared that I was a little too old to make something happen for myself. And I was like, well, Julia Child was kind of old when she got popping. So,
You are not in your 40s. Oh my gosh, look at you. What?
Oh, I'm 44. I'm 44.
Look, 24.
My son is 21.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Behold the longevity of that physical training and taking care of yourself. And then, man, that's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, I always joke with my sister that tears are good for your skin.
I mean, they make you glow, you know what I mean?
It's the rose oil. It's the rose oil.
Okay. I mean, you know what? Here's the thing. I think it has to be maybe the tears, the physical training. Tell me a little bit about that nutrition too, because you look amazing always. When you walking, you look amazing. When you getting all steak lean, you look amazing. I mean, tell the people a little bit about how you handle that. I remember
my nutrition. I try to keep a good 80-20, whereas 80% good food, 20% crap. And as you know, I do a lot of meal prep. Just now, I just ate some onion rings and fried chicken, and there's a Dr. Pepper somewhere around here. But we're gonna pretend that doesn't happen. That's part of the 20. So I do an 80-20. I try to prepare my own meals. Like when I was bulking, I was eating 7 times a day. But now that I don't do any powerlifting or anything anymore, I'm just down to like maybe 4 meals a day, maybe a snack or so. And, like it's peanut butter jelly sandwich on the go, juice box. I mostly try to prepare my meals in advance. So you don't come home from work thinking, okay, what's for dinner? You already know it's pre-prepared and then what's next week's menu, what the week's, I try to do my menu out in advance. So it's never a big deal about, let me go cook something. I just go in there, grab the next meal, put it in the microwave, it's ready to go, But I try to stay away from fast food. That's one. I don't have candy and soda and chips and things like that. Like my hairdresser gave me this blow pop. I can't even bring myself to eat it. I'm like, it's like a ball of sugar. I lost the taste for these things. After eat, like I drink juice so much now that I drank one time, like a juice drink, Tropicana. I took a sip and was like, ugh. It was a bag of sugar water, red sugar water. And I was like, how do people drink 3 and 4 and 5 of these a day? I'm like, it's insane to me. Yeah, just the taste of my tongue, It's like sticking my tongue in a whole cup of sugar, So I have orange juice, and keep this around me.
Right.
To offset that Dr. Pepper.
No, with your 80-20, you were saying, okay, 80-20. So is that daily or do you have a cheat? Okay.
Yeah, that's daily. That way you don't have to have any type of cheat days or cheat meals. And I'm constantly, letting myself have what I want. So I'm not on such a strict diet that you don't stick to it. And that's the problem people have with their diets. They make them too hard. They make the regimen, almost impossible for them. Like, I'm gonna get up at 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm going to run. I'm like, you sleep till noon every day. You're not getting up at 5 in the morning. So it's like, make it reasonable. So I'm like, I'm not going to say that I'm never going to want to have Dr. Pepper. So I allow myself 20%. And some days I don't even have it. I might go 2 or 3 days without it, but it's not that, oh my God, I drank a soda, I have to go do 1,000 push-ups. No, because you're balanced. The key word is balance,
Sure, I agree. Now, typically, how many times a week do you train?
Oh, pretty much now it's up to every day in the sense that I'm moving at least 30 minutes a day. Like, for example, I may not have a structured workout today, but I might just do some flexibility, 30 minutes of stretching, and then that's that. But and then I'll have a hard, out of the week, I might have 2 hard training days. One day where I'm just swinging my mace, one day where I'm just stretching, And since it's cold, my gym is outside now, so that limits some of the things that I can do. since the gym shut down, I decided I didn't want to go back, and I'll just brace the elements. You know, they did it back in the medieval times. They didn't have, you know, heating and air conditioning. They had to train outdoors. So it's like, if they can do it, I can do it, you know. So, but just right now, I just got like 7 inches of snow out there, so I can't really do much. So I'm going to be in the house today, swinging my clubs and my mace. But it's every day I try to have something.
Okay.
You know,
I can't be all greedy with you. Javi, you have a question or a thought for? I feel so greedy. I'm getting all this BillyJean. You know, I gotta share. I can't keep it for myself.
Absolutely. Thank you, fitness, and taking care of myself and watching what I put in my body, food wise. I think that's all that contributes to me feeling much more youthful, jovial, and happier than maybe someone in my age that doesn't take care of their body or doesn't exercise regularly like we do. So BillyJean, you are a NASM certified fitness trainer, NASM certification?
I am.
Excellent. What prompted you to study and to get that certificate?
I figure anything I'm going to do 100%. I'm going to go all in, you know. So I'm like, if I'm going to become a trainer, like, you know, just working out with myself, and I'm going to be handling other people, I want to understand exercise science. I want to be knowledgeable about it. And when I started working at Bally's, one of the main schools everyone spoke about was NASM. So, you know, I tried the other school first, and it was cheaper, and it was horrible. I didn't pass the exam, depressed, and blah, blah, blah. Years later, so let me go ahead and just do the NASM, pay the extra money, and get and it was worth it. They break the classes. They have, you know, workbooks and videos and workshops, and you can speak with the instructor. But I just really wanted to know, and just for my own self too, it's helped my training. The more I know about rest periods and tempo, those things matter. You know, you can't just pick up weights and just lift them and put them down. There's a science to how long you rest, how, you know, and it's helped my training, and it helps me become more effective into helping other people reach their goals as well.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. I'm just, you know, I just love learning too. I'm just a big book nerd too. So if there's anything new coming out, I want to know about it. Like they just had this MMA program this summer, last summer. So I took that because I'm like, oh wow, MMA, you know, why not? You know, I'm definitely a seeker of knowledge. And that's something else I picked up from my dad. He's always been self-driven, self-motivated, especially when it comes to learning. Like when I was in high school, I got bored, dropped out, and then just did the homeschooling myself. And, you know, it was like homeschooled myself. I'm just like, I can fractions. That's easy stuff, you know. So it was like I always wanted to learn more. Like right now, I have little side projects, like I'm learning Greek mythology. I'm learning about the planets. I got this big book about planet Neptune. Like for some reason, I'm like all obsessed with planet Neptune. So like I really want to learn why is it so windy, what is going on there, you know. I got into medieval weapons now. So I'm, you know, I'm always just trying to find something new just to keep my mind from getting dusty and rusty, you know, got to keep those wheels turning, you know, and it saves us the boredom of life, you know. Things can get mundane, monotonous. So when I feel like I have something new to come home to, a project that I'm diving into, I'm doing all this research, it may seem silly to other people, but for me, it's like, it's almost like therapy. It's like keeping myself busy and, you know, growing constantly.
And it makes you better too, you know. So
yeah.
You spoke of your father a couple of times. It sounds like he's been pretty influential. You come from a family of martial artists. Tell me about that in terms of the family of martial artists that you come from. What do they train, and how much training have you had being with that influence?
Yeah, my family always took Ninjutsu, and it was very cool for them. They were all black belts. Everyone's always had these karate demonstrations. I was not allowed to go because I was the youngest. I was the girl. I had asthma. My parents were scared that I would have like an asthma attack and die, you know, trying to do a kick or something. So I was always I just always wanted to do karate and be in that with them, you know. And to me, like my dad is like how you have Batman standing there. For me, it would be my father standing there. He's literally like, you've never seen my father and Batman in the same room. And I'm still wondering, like, where does he go at night? Does he go to Gotham City? He's this a man. I don't even know how he does the things he does. Like to this day, he has classes and he still teaches. And he does this and he, you know. So I'm just like, yeah, the karate, it just always, it stuck with us. We grew up on Five Deadly Venoms and you know those type of movies, Five Element Ninjas. We grew up on Saturday afternoon cartoon, you know, martial arts. So yeah, that stuck with me, and that's what attracted me to the Steel Mace training, because when I saw it, it looked a little like Tai Chi, and I said, oh, wait a minute now, I like that. you know, it just always stuck with me. So now I'm hoping I can just achieve my goal is to actually get my own black belt. I really want to have a black belt of my own. So
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
I'm willing to start with the white belt. You know, I don't care. I will start from Form 1, Kata 1. I do not care.
It sounds like an amazing man raised an amazing daughter to me.
Yeah. No, I'm just trying to be like him. I'm trying to be like him.
Okay. Good stuff. You said you want a black belt. Forgive me if I overlooked it, but what would you want to train to earn a black belt in?
Ninjutsu.
Ninjutsu. Okay.
Weapons.
Okay.
Weapons. Chinese stars, weapons, swords. You know, I love the swords. So I have like, I don't know if you probably can't see behind me, but I have like this in my axe on the wall there, my battle axe.
Okay.
So I keep swords, and I'm really into that thing now. Like I've just like medieval weapons, especially. I'm heavy into that now. Yeah. So black belt would definitely be ninjutsu with the weapons. And then of course I would want to do something else like maybe karate, or I really like Tai Chi. You know.
Okay. So you kind of touched on the Steel Mace. So tell me about the creation of the BlackDread.
The BlackDread, yes. Some people think that she and I are the same person. We are not, but since she's not here, I'll speak for her. The BlackDread was born out of just, again, that was a coping mechanism. Okay. When I find something that I like, you know, sometimes I don't have anyone to share it with, and I find myself just having to keep it into my own little circle, my own little world. And now that I realize that I don't have the burden of being this one person that I was for the last 20 years, which is a mom. I mean, my son is 21, but I don't care whether he has dinner or not. You know, he's grown, he's getting his own money, eat or not, I don't care. Right. You know, so it's like that left me all this free time. I'm like, I can actually start diving into the things I want. And I was like, one of the things I found that I really loved was the world of Game of Thrones. And it intrigued me so much, especially because, again, it's significant because the time I started reading Game of Thrones, I was just coming off of my antidepressants. And that's like coming off of heroin. So I was like shaking, and I was throwing up, and I was sick, and I was going all things. So sometimes when I was reading, I'm like, wow, I was reading for 3 hours, didn't have the shakes one time. I started thinking maybe it's, you know, it might be a mental thing. So I was like, maybe if I keep my mind busy. So I dove deep into Game of Thrones. And now I'm one of those, like, I used to joke about those nerds who play Dungeons and Dragons in their mom's basements. And, you know, and I'm like, now I'm one of those nerds. And I'm like, oh boy.
Right.
But, and then from that, you know, that just changed, something in me changed when I started like putting on the cosplay, and then having the swords, and then doing the Steel Mace, and actually seeing myself move like that and look like that. I'm like, I am a warrior. I am the BlackDread. That's what I would say if I was the BlackDread. That's what I imagine she would say if I was the BlackDread. But I'm not the BlackDread. But that's what I would imagine she would say.
Sure.
I would imagine. I mean, I could get her for you, but you know.
You're the representative of the BlackDread.
Yeah, we're roommates now. We live together. It's not pleasant, but we're learning to live together.
I love that. Oh my gosh, I love that about you. You take that negative or that discomfort, man. You're human, and you deal with what you deal with, but you make it positive, and it gives you that to move forward, and you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you need that you know, I don't know what it's called. It's called that you know.
That's some good stuff, man. That's some good stuff.
Yeah.
And it's I love the fact that you're sharing it, because it's going to help somebody. You know what I mean? You know, it's encouraging to me to hear that. And I'm sure it's encouraging to Javier as well. I mean, you know, we're all human. We have those aspirations and those things that we love to do. And we struggle with things, and to hear about what you do to get through, you know what I mean? Hey, good stuff. You know, I'm not the only one that training has been a blessing to, you know what I mean? So that's a good thing, you know. And like I said, really grateful for you to share that with us, with me, with Javier, the way that you are, you know. So
yes, thank you for sharing that.
How did you come up with Soulfinger, the name Soulfinger?
That's my dad's name.
Really?
My dad is his music name is Soulfinger, so everything I have I stole from him. Soulfinger, that's him. I used to walk around calling myself Soulfinger Jr., and he would make his tapes and stuff, and I would put mixtapes together on the record, you know, on the radio, and mixtapes. I made a tape for you. because his oldies, the music, his thing, you know. So he brought me up on the Temptations and the Dramatics and the Dells, you know. So
Okay.
yeah, so Soulfinger. And everyone thinks the BlackDread is because I'm black and I have the dreadlocks, but the BlackDread is, well, if I was the BlackDread is the name of you almost called me. The BlackDread. You know what? Hold up. All right, now I'm the BlackDread. Okay, now I'm the BlackDread. Okay, and the BlackDread is the name of a dragon from 300 years ago. It burned cities, and you know, so that's the name. So it's like, oh, everybody thinks I'm the BlackDread because I'm black and a dreadlocks. Right. So you no idea who I am.
No, wow, okay. You know what? Please forgive me. You know, because I would have thought that to a degree as well. You know what I'm saying? So. And you just broke it down. Just give me all kinds of education today. I love it.
Yes.
That'll work.
I like your sword.
This sword is called Needle.
Needle.
Yes, this is a sword from House Stark in Winterfell. I had to kill a little girl and take it off of her. I didn't want to do it, but you know, I needed it for my collection. I did not want to do it. Normally, I don't like killing children, but if I have to.
Hopefully she had it coming.
I mean, she was a little bit obnoxious. You know. We'll talk about it eventually one day on the BlackDread. But yeah, she was a little obnoxious. She had to come in, and yeah, now it's mine. And I dare her come get it.
I don't want no problems.
Not you, my lion. Not you, my lion.
Roar.
Excuse me, sorry. You want to go?
Please. No, please.
So since BlackDread right now, may I ask about BillyJean's? How do you say? She's a big fan of Michael Jackson. I noticed in some of the videos. What does BillyJean like about Michael Jackson so much? I'm a Michael Jackson fan too, so I was curious. BlackDread, if you could tell me.
Oh yeah. Michael Jackson was the first man she ever loved. I always would say that if anyone was to ask BillyJean, how did you know you were heterosexual? Michael Jackson. I didn't know what sex was, but I knew I wanted to hug him and just hold him. I was like, he was the first man I ever loved, the way he danced, the way he moved, the way he talked and giggled. I'm so shy. But then he'd get on stage and he's screaming and yelling. I'm like, these are two different people.
Right.
That's not the same Michael Jackson. They was just doing that interview. He was all shy. He got on stage, started grabbing his crotch, and I was like, "What the hell?" You know. I've grown to love him too. We don't have much music back in Westeros. We have just like the harp players and things like that. But when she introduced me to the music of Michael Jackson, I'm like, "This guy is cool," you know. So yeah, and then you know, the moonwalk and. You know, the bravado, the who's bad, you know, how can you not love that? Yeah.
Most definitely. What do you have, what are your aspirations within fitness? Okay. And do you have aspirations outside of fitness?
Yes. Within fitness, I want to move a little bit more into the Steel Mace training, and I want to provide that to people. So I want to focus more on Steel Mace training, kettlebell training. Just with the whole virus thing and everything that happened, I really wanted to rethink my whole business model. And this whole Zoom thing actually started working out for me. Like most of my classes I take and do now are from Zoom. I don't have to have people all up in my face, which is great. Right. You know, I can give a class with my pajamas on now, you know. That's great. So, you know, to just do that more and then to continue to explore new avenues down fitness. Like there's new equipment that I want to try, which will, this is also segues me into my aspirations outside of fitness, because I really like having my YouTube channel and being a content creator. So I'm really hoping that will be something that I can do long-term with some sort of popularity. You know, I'm not looking to be like the next, you know, Kardashian wannabe or whatever, but I really would like to be invited to Comic-Con. You know, I am actually of Targaryen blood, so it's like if I could actually be invited to Comic-Con, I don't, you know, necessarily want to have to murder anyone to get a ticket, but I would prefer invite, you know, versus murder.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, Everything starts small. You know what I'm saying? Everything starts small. So
Yeah. So my goal, yeah, like that would be my absolute dream, was to be on a panel at Comic-Con talking about
nice.
Game of Thrones, and to have people be like, "Oh my God, it's the BlackDread! Oh my God!" And also she does work out too. Yeah, that too.
Right.
You know.
Can't they can look at you and tell you work out.
Yeah.
What's that?
I'm sorry.
Copy, I didn't hear you. I'm sorry. Please.
I was just saying that we got 2 new fans here, so we'll be following you too and supporting you on your channel and everything you do.
Oh, good. And you have 2 new fans here, as myself and BillyJean. We'll definitely be following you guys.
well, hey, you know, I've been a fan, so I mean, hey, I'm not new, so I've been up on BillyJean for a good while. She been giving that inspiration, so. Wow. So, hey.
Kendrick, I have one more question, big question I wanted to ask. Okay. So I wanted to know, or I wanted you to please tell the viewers, anyone who might be watching this interview, this segment, what would you tell someone who's suffering from depression and just can't seem to get out of it, and it seems like hopeless? They want to get better, but they just seem trapped in their depression. You obviously were able to combat and win depression, and by adding healthy activities and goals into your life and doing them, executing them, and still doing them, and changing the trajectory of where your life was going, it sounds like, from the story. Could you give advice to anyone who's suffering from that, and any tips you would give them or any words of encouragement?
Yeah, absolutely. Number one thing is, of course, if you're feeling suicidal, call 911. Get some help, and it doesn't necessarily have to be in the form of medication therapy. You can get someone in terms of a life coach, and just have some sort of, if you don't have that in your family, even if you have to pay, get a support system. There are people out there, not necessarily me, but people like myself who are specifically there to say, okay, your life seems like it's jumbled, but my specialty is to take your life and put it into place. Like, you seem hopeless, but it's not really. It's just like your hope is buried under all of these other things. If we can unpack that, we can get to your hope. And maybe you don't know how to do that, but there's a person out there who can help you get to that and give you these strategies and coping mechanisms. The only reason why I'm alive is through the help of my therapist, and the coping mechanisms and strategies that I learned also from NASM's cognitive behavior therapy. It's just a matter of looking at things a different way. So when it seems like it's hopeless, it's not. It's really not. There's just something blocking that. Once you move that, it's like, oh, okay, and then it'll start to fall in line. But always get help, and you just don't have to turn to medication. That's not always going to be the first answer. In fact, I would try everything first. And then if that's last case, if the voices in your head are telling you to blow up schools or something like that, then you might need a chill pill. But I would prefer if you just try natural medication breathing. It sounds so cliche, but it really does work. The journaling, and you are what you eat. You put those toxins into your body. What do you think that's doing to your mind? Eat an apple, for God's sake. You know what I'm saying? Drink some water, and smile. Sometimes, like, when I feel bad, I just look in the mirror and smile. It's like, it's hard to cry when you're looking at yourself. Smile, just laugh. I put on Family Guy. You're Simpsons, laugh. You don't put on sad music when you're sad. So when I'm sad, I put on cartoons, and then I'm just gonna ha 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 ha. Just do that. Look in the mirror and go ha 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 ha. And then you're like, what the hell? You feel so silly. It's like, shit ain't that bad. I'm silly. I'm alive. Buy a sword. Invent a new personality for yourself. Change your hair. There's always something. It's never too late.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks for sharing that.
Quick disclaimer. Sorry, Kendrick. Quick disclaimer. So my Kendrick and I are new at this. This is something we created out of our passion. We love fitness, martial arts, and we love people and encouraging people. We've encouraged each other over the years, even living far apart. He lives in the East Coast, I'm in the West Coast, but we've always kept in contact on Facebook, phone, over like almost a 20-year period. We've known each other a long time. So this is our new passion, and we're learning as we go. This last week, I've learned so much just trying to make this first interview happen, as well as Kendrick has. So that leads into me disclaiming that I missed the intro part of our interview, but I did press record immediately after we introduced you. So I will, when we put this up, I will put that in the notes to anyone who pulls this up, that it starts already starting, and then, but I'll make sure everyone knows what's we'll know that who we're talking to, and everything will be and I'll leave comments in that as well and make sure everyone knows. So just want to put that out there. And
okay, sure. I can't wait to see it. So you make sure I get a copy of it, and I'll send it to the world.
Absolutely. With Javi, you gotta forgive her. She doesn't know who Kendrick is. She doesn't know Kendrick.
Oh, my bad. Okay.
She knows Kenny Lion Face.
The lion. Okay. The lion.
Kenny Lion Face.
Kenny Lion. AKA MC Lindman.
Yeah. Kenny Lion Face. Now you and you touched on it before. So would you say that the Steel Mace training is your favorite training? I mean, of all the things that you do, I've seen your videos. I try to give a thumbs up on all of them because you're so talented. You know, you go from one thing to another, so many different things to just build your body. Would you say that the Steel Mace is your favorite thing? Because you were saying
that has to be one of my favorites.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd say that would probably be my absolute favorites, to be honest, more than powerlifting. I used to love deadlifting heavy things, but I think I would choose the Steel Mace more. I can express myself more. It's a vehicle. I can't dance really. I can't sing.
What?
So no. So what? I can't really dance too well. I'm a little dorky with it, and I can't really sing. I can't sing at all. So with the Steel Mace is the only way I can express myself with the music. And I found that I love that because music is such a big part of me, and my name is Soulfinger, you know. So now I love the Steel Mace. I get the workout, I get the artistic expression of it, I get to be graceful, I get to be badass and tough, and play with it through the music, and then get big shoulders and traps as a bonus, you know.
Sure. So now, so there are different like weights to them as well. Then take me to school, educate me.
Yeah, they come 5, 7, 10. You get them custom made. Like I have a 5, a 7, and a 10. I have the 10, which is my professional, my using for flows. I learn on the 5 because it's lighter, you know, progressive overload, right, Javi? So I start with the 5, so I learn the movements, and then when I perfect them there, my 7 is my dancing mace. It's a good weight to swing around and everything. Then my 10 is when I'm hitting more lines, more graceful, sharp, slower movements. But they go higher and higher. Like if you see the Indian Gada, it's called, it's a really big stone. They can go up to 80 pounds, swinging them. So, I mean, you can get them custom made to any weight you wish. You know, I'm trying to have one made in the shape of a dragon head. That's going to be awesome. But I would always tell anyone if they're going to start with at the very least, the 7 or the 10, you know, just to get the feel of it. You know, wow. But I don't really feel like I'm going to go too high with it because that's not like a thing where it's a thing like a bench press where you're just trying to get high numbers. Like it's not a thing to swing an 80-pound mace. That's not a big deal because some of them, the best, like my teacher still uses his 10-pound mace and 15 or 20, but just for isolated slow movements. You know, we don't really use 80 pounds because, you know, your shoulder joint is not really made for swinging an 80-pound ball around like that. So, you know, 10, 15 pounds, that's pretty much all it's going to go to, you know. And when you get the heavy ones, it's just for certain movements, and that's just ceremonial and warm-up type thing also.
Okay.
Thanks for that breakdown.
Yeah.
I'm still so new at it. I'm getting my certification in it now, so I'm very new in it still. I still have so much to learn.
Okay. But you have that drive for it as well. I mean, you just said a little bit ago it's your favorite, and I mean, to listen to you talk about it, you know, I can see how excited you are, and you posted a number of videos. So hey man, just like anything else that I've seen you do, this will be something else that you'll master, you know.
Yeah.
Another notch on your belt, cowgirl, you know.
Yeah, we'll see.
That's good stuff.
We'll see.
So,
go ahead, Ivy, please.
No, you first. Go ahead.
I was gonna say to BillyJean. Now, so your dad is a musician. I caught that earlier when you were talking about.
Well, no. More of like a collector, like a hobbyist, a DJ type thing. Back in the golden ages of the 70s and 80s, before like the internet and stuff, if people wanted music, you couldn't just get it. You know, you know, like the 60s. were gone. So in the 80s, if you wanted a mixtape with the stylistics and some rare cuts from the Temps, who has them? But my dad's got 50,000 records. So it's like, oh, he's the guy to go for the music. You know what I'm saying? And he was able to build a living. I mean, we have this big giant house we live in. He's, you know, he's never worked a day. My mom never worked a day in her life. He's all these kids. We all live in this big house, and he's made that career for himself. But I'm doing something he loves, so I figured, shit, I'm doing that too. You know?
Man, you know what I'm saying? I didn't know. It's not hard to make the identification of the skill and the things that you've done and that you do when it comes to fitness, but this other layer. You know what I mean? So that's good stuff. Good stuff.
So what does the rest of your day look like today? Are you going to be working out? Are you going to be training anyone? Or what's your day look like the rest of the day today?
Well, after this, there's a new transition that I learned last night in class called an outside mill. So I'm going to possibly have an herbal cigarette. I'm not saying for sure. I might.
May or may
Disclaimer. Not. I don't know how this lighter got here, but you know, possibly going to do that and put on some slow music and practice this movement because it's new, so I have to spend a lot of time doing it. It's just really just this one arm movement, but I'm going to be doing it for hours and hours. And then I just started reading this here. This is Return of the King, The Lord and the Rings Part 3.
Nice.
Yeah, so I'm going to start this tonight. I'm excited to see what happens here. And dinner, and that's it. Yeah. I pretty much stay to myself and, you know, just do things, and that's it.
Sounds like
what's for dinner?
Oh yeah, what's for dinner?
Dinner is leftover from last night. I have some Jamaican food I got from the restaurant because I didn't feel like cooking today. Yeah, so I'm going to have that leftovers. If it's not enough, I'll probably end up walking out and getting a little something from another restaurant by me. But, you know, yeah, that's it.
Sounds like a good start to your day you got planned. I'll be working out with one of my training partners, doing some technical light sparring, and then because I have kind of a light day today work-wise, so I'll be working out myself, take advantage of the time, and also I'll be training my son who also boxes as well, so I'll be working out with us as well. What about you? Thank you.
I'm not working job number 2 today, so I'm gonna make love to some weights myself too. I'm gonna do some
nice,
some dumbbell squats and assisted pull-ups. I haven't trained kicks in a while. I need to do some kicks, but I've been jumping rope a lot, you know. So do some of that. Just, you know, because I'm working as much as I do, I haven't been able to train as much as I want to. But you know, hobby, as you know, I've lost a lot of weight, so I'm feeling good, and I wanna chisel this a little bit. You know what I'm saying? You know, so
you can do it.
That maybe catch a nap because I gotta work tonight. Good old midnight job. You know?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I know how it goes.
BillyJean, where can people contact you or find you on Instagram or YouTube? Can you let everyone know?
Sure. On Instagram and YouTube, I'm Soulfinger Wellness, just one word, Soulfinger Wellness, spelled like that. Same thing on YouTube. On Facebook, I'm just BillyJean, but it's going to be the same logo everywhere. It's going to be a picture of me on the back of my dragon, burning down a city in glory. Yeah, that's where I be. That's where I be.
Beautiful. I want to say from both of us, thank you for your time today, and we loved hearing you. Thank you for sharing your story.
Yes.
It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance, and thank you for sharing.
Thank you. The pleasure was all mine.
Yeah, we appreciate you.
Yes.
I'll definitely be in touch.
Thank you so very much. And take that Green Lantern t-shirt off of Batman. That is sacrilege.
What?
Take that off of him. I've been watching that. The back of my neck has been itching the whole time. I'm
like, might be an improvement because a few weeks ago he was naked, the Batman.
It's like I'm calling Bruce Wayne. I'm telling him what you're doing.
They're friends. They're in the same organization.
You heard it from BillyJean. You gotta come correct with Batman's wardrobe. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
All right. I'll put a Batman shirt on.
Put a Batman shirt on him, Gotham City shirt or something. You know, maybe a Joker t-shirt as a troll.
Okay.
Homework for you.
I'm sorry. Oh, that's hilarious. Oh man. Wow.
All right, Jake, on that note, any final words? for our wonderful.
Oh my gosh. No, nothing in particular. We're here for a reason. Whatever it is you're dealing with and going through, you know, take it one day at a time. Get around positive people. Stay around positive people. Pray. Eat healthy. You know, and do what you do. Keep it simple. 1 + 1 is 2. That's simple. 1 + 1 is 2 is simple. And a lot of other things in life are simple as well, but we overcomplicate them. Stop overcomplicating things. You know, big jobs make them small. You know.
Yep. Keep it simple, stupid.
Yeah, pretty much. So
Look forward to following your journey, BillyJean.
Thank you so very much. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
thank you. Stay safe and enjoy your day, okay?
Yes, sir.
Bye, everyone.
Fire and blood.